Long time ago, well, not that long ago, during World War II, something not so funny happened.
In 1941, Japan took over Guam without even asking for permission.
The people of Guam, the Chamorro people, had to follow strict rules, work for the Japanese army, and worst of all, they couldn't have their favorite food.
Imagine no ice cream or Spam.
But don't worry, because in July 1944, the U.S. said, nope, not on my watch.
They sent tens of thousands of soldiers to take Guam back.
On July 21st, U.S. Marines and Army troops landed on the beaches of Asan and Agat. It wasn't a smooth ride. The Japanese soldiers fought back hard, and the jungles of Guam came into a messy battle. It was hot. There was bugs everywhere, and the hills weren't exactly fun to climb.
But the American soldiers kept going because they knew the people of Guam needed them.
After 3 weeks of intense fighting and probably not as ready soldiers, the U.S. finally kicked out the bad guys on August 10, 1944. Bunch of we cheered and life started turning to normal.
And the best part, they could finally celebrate and eat all the Spam they wanted again.
Today's Celebration Day is celebrated every July 21st.
Maybe you have been to an animal parade with your friends and family.
There's fireworks and a lot of fun. It's a way to remember the heroes who fought for Guam. And of course to enjoy some really good food.
So the next time July 21st comes around, make sure you share the story of how Guam was liberated. Viva Guam! Viva Guam! Viva Guam!
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Kids News Today. I'm Michaela.
And I'm Marlino. Today we're diving into a big historical event, World War II, and how it impacted a very special place, Guam!
That's right, Michaela and Merlino. Hi, everyone. I'm Riley, reporting from a historic site on Guam. But before we get into Guam's story, let's go back inside. Started in 1939 and lasted until 1945. It was a war between two groups, the Allies and the Axis. But here's where Guam's story comes in.
Guam is a small island in the Pacific Ocean. In 1941, Japan attacked Pearl Harbor in Hawaii, bringing the U.S. into the war. Just hours later, Japanese forces also attacked and took over Guam. That's right, the people of Guam suffered a lot during the Japanese occupation. From 1941 to 1944, the Chamorro people who are native to Guam faced harsh treatment. Many were forced to work for the Japanese army and life was very hard.
To learn about what life was like during the war, I have a very special guest with me, Mr. Juan Guamatautsao, a Chamorro elder whose family lived through World War II on Guam.
Happy day, Riley. Thank you for having me.
Mr. Guamatautsao, can you tell us what life was like during the war?
It was very difficult. I was just a young boy, but I remember hiding with my family when the Japanese soldiers first arrived. Many Chamorro people were forced to work, and we didn't have enough food. We had to be brave.
That sounds scary. How did the people of Guam feel when the U.S. came to liberate the island?
Oh, Riley, I will never forget that day. We heard loud booms as the U.S. Navy ships arrived. We knew help was finally here. As the American soldiers landed, Many of us cried with happiness. They brought food, medicine, and most importantly, freedom.
That's an incredible story. What message would you like to share with the kids?
I want kids to remember that freedom is precious and we must always respect those who protect our home and respect the history of our island. And never forget the bravery of the Chamorro people.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bumatata. Your story is inspiring. Wow, that was an amazing interview. The Battle of Guam in 1944 changed history, and today people remember Liberation Day on July 21st to honor those who fought and survived.
That's right. Many of the places where the battle happened, like Assam Beach, are now historic parks. People visit to learn about what happened here. Before we go, let's test our audience. What year did Guam get invaded?
If you said 1941, you're correct. And when was Guam liberated?
The answer is 1944. Great job, everyone. That's all for today's special report. Thank you for joining us.
And remember, history teaches us important lessons. Stay curious, stay informed, and see you next time on Kids News Today.